So I just got a Bad Boys Ride or Die. I really wish this movie was called Bad Boys for Life. Missed opportunity because it's the fourth movie, but either way, I had a really fun time with this movie. This is the definition of a crowd-pleasing film. The original two Bad Boys movies hold a special place in my heart because my parents did not give a fuck what we were watching as kids, so it was on all the time in the background as I was a child, so it actually was a part of my formative memories of movies. Especially that bridge chase in Bad Boys 2, that formed one of my formative memories of being I love action scenes. One thing that I really liked about the last Bad Boys movie, the third one, and this one continues the trend, is that these movies age, but they age with the characters and they use that as a part of the storytelling. The characters are older now, but that works to the point of the movie. It works to the purpose of making it a point of the story where Mike and Marcus are grown up, they're getting older, and that works in terms of action scenes because there are times where their bodies are literally giving out on them and they have to deal with that, and it's a part of the stakes. I appreciated that wasn't just something that happened in the last movie and then they continue to talk about it in this one. Something that the Daniel Craig Bond movies did where Skyfall acknowledged the age, and then the movies after that didn't really do that as much, so it kind of felt like they just forgot about it. Ironic enough, Bad Boys doesn't forget about it. It keeps it a trend in this movie, so the continuity is still there. I thought that was really well done. I will say, in terms of action, I feel like this is the weakest of the Bad Boys movies, but that's not to say the action is bad. There's some really awesome scenes, especially the third act. The third act, I was having so much fun. I had a huge smile on my face. There's destruction, there's mayhem. The camera work is energetic, it's everywhere. It's different from the last movie as well. It's not also copying the Michael Bay formula or the Michael Bay energy either. It feels like it's trying to be its own thing. Sometimes there's a lot of shaky cam to a point where it does get kind of nauseating, but it's only every now and then. It doesn't ruin the movie at all. It's a stylistic choice that I feel like could work in some points, and it does create an disorienting feel to it at times where the characters actually need to feel disoriented, so I do appreciate that. As the movie goes along, the cinematography really focuses up and a lot of the camera work becomes really dynamic and really exciting, especially with some scenes where the camera follows other objects being used in the action scenes, and the set pieces are actually well utilized as well. It doesn't feel like a bunch of CGI being thrown into your face. Real MVPs of this movie, though, the side characters that are Armando and Reggie. They are the best characters outside of the main two. I'm not going to spoil it. They just have some moments that are standout action moments that really blew me away. Another thing I love about Armando in this is that the fact that he's a villain from the last movie and they're using him here, and I thought that created a nice dynamic, and I love him as a new addition to these characters. It kind of creates a nice trio by the end. And him being Mike Lowry's son adds just an interesting emotional hook to it as well, in my opinion. Another huge weak part for me, in my opinion, I didn't really love the villains in this movie. I thought they were rather one-note and rather boring, in my opinion, in terms of just how they were written. But I will say the actions they take and what they do to the other characters, I thought that was really well done. And I enjoyed at least the fact that it did up the stakes. And it's more about Mike Lowry and Marcus being on the run because they're framed. So it's more about the situation. The situation of the stakes is more of the villain than it is the actual person. He's a bad guy that's causing trouble, but he's not his presence isn't the point of the overall stakes of the film. Definitely not as intimidating as Armando in the last movie. But this one really focuses and leans into the comedy angle, and it's mostly about the chemistry of Marcus and Mike Lowry, and their characters, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, are fantastic, and they are great as these two, and they're the reason you come to see it, and their banter back and forth is so funny and so energetic and so engaging. And this movie really does sell you on their friendship, and it's more than just them being partners that didn't know each other, they nag at each other, but it's part of their relationship. It's how they love each other as well. And I just thought their connection was really endearing in this one. It's endearing in all the movies, and I appreciate that this film didn't really forget about that. Bad Boys movies have been trying to retread territory while creating new characters and sidelining the originals. It brings in the original characters from the original two movies while bringing in a new cast of characters, but it never loses focus of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith at the center of it all. For a damn fun sequel in the Bad Boys movies and another fun entry in this series. I do think it might be my least favorite of them, but of all of them, I do enjoy them all. The movie was a blast. Besides some pacing issues, a weak villain at times, and some action that does get a little over encumbersome until it really focuses up, I really enjoyed Bad Boys Ride or Die. I thought it was a blast of a film, and I think you should check it out. I saw it with a packed audience too. It was actually a lot of fun seeing it with a packed crowd because it was such a crowd-pleasing film, and their reactions had a lot to do with the experience for me, and it made it even better. Had a lot of fun with this one. It was a blast. I'm glad it was. Thank you for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. I'll see you next time.